I figured that, as we dip our toes into other places, let's dip our toes into something with some historical relevance. Let's dip our toes into something that I've always heard about, but I've never actually seen. Let's dip our toes into a little Steamboat Willie. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I hope that you're having a great one out there. Listen, I've always heard about Steamboat Willie. I've always seen like little tiny clips of it, but never actually, taking a look, taking a gander, taking a view towards it. So let's just go ahead and do so today. Why not do something a little different in between the usual? So Steamboat Willie, as far as I remember, it is the first cartoon that actually featured sound alongside with it. I can't remember if that's, all of the historical relevancy, but I do know that that is part of it. So yeah, listen, I found it here on YouTube. Let's go ahead and watch it. Why not? See what all the fuss is about, see what all the hubbub is about. And I do have the Wikipedia article pulled up as well, so after we watch it, we can actually discuss it and talk about some of its historical relevancy. Here we go. There it is. Classic. This is the GIF I've always seen. Look at the way he's bouncing those hips. Yeah, you too. Don't forget your part. I love cartoon physics. Back to work. Look at the animation. Birds got canned. Is that a big bar of chewing tobacco or something? He said that was pretty good of me, huh? It's all udder. Tighten that belt a little bit. That'll do. Nice, Minnie. Sorry, this ship runs on a tight schedule. That's some speed. That's a really cool animation technique there. I like that. That's I don't know if that was the most appropriate way to get the hook on, but I guess it works. Goat's gonna go. least you could do. Almost sounded like two bells a little bit. Oh, wind up the record player. There you go. That's actually really cool. I like the makeshift drum set. Because as a kid, who didn't grab the pots and the pans? I don't know. That's what kind of solo is that? Is there a way to use a duck call? That's a funny perspective. Animals are not musical instruments, and yet, I don't know what to say. Xylophone action. Hitting the notes. That cannot feel good on the teeth. Boss is like, what have you been doing with your time? Always peeling the potatoes. You're losing so much potato off of that. You gotta skin it by thinner margins. This parrot is always just taunting. Guess that's the end of him. Alright, and there you have it. Steamboat Willie. We finally got to take a look and actually watch this historical cartoon. Okay, so can I just say one thing is... for this being the first cartoon that's including sound synchronized, of course, with the actual animation itself, I really like how it took on, especially in the second half and most of the direction, an actual music direction. It didn't just, you know, play kind of like a typical cartoon, even though, of course, it did in many moments. It didn't just play like a storyline without music actually making such a big dent and being part of the theme. No, the way that, of course, Mickey goes on and plays the different instruments along with the different animals, and in most cases on or even in the different animals, is a really creative way of kind of showing off this technology and showing off this breakthrough in animation and music. And of course, choosing such a common song to, especially at the time, choosing such a common song to merge these two together and get widespread appeal and really get people to like gaze and have eyes and of course ears on it, I think is really, really cool. Some of the animation choices were actually really nice. The when Minnie is chasing, I'm assuming she was named Minnie at this point, I'm not sure. But when Minnie is chasing the steamboat down the river, I really like that kind of vortex perspective style. That was really cool. And then when the duck is opening its mouth even more and more, and Mickey's kind of like stringing him along for those solo sections. I like how his face came very much up front towards the camera. And it was a nice use of the angle there as well. So like there were just some cool moments in here from an animation perspective, but obviously from a sound perspective as well. Now, I'm pulling up the Wikipedia article so we can just kind of learn about it a little bit and kind of see, really what all the hubbub was about. It was considered the debut of Mickey and Minnie, although both appeared earlier in a test screening of Playing Crazy. Steamboat Willie is one of the first cartoons with synchronized sound and one of the first cartoons to feature a fully post-produced soundtrack, which distinguished it from earlier cartoons. It was arranged by Wilfred Jackson and Burt Lewis, and it included the song Steamboat Bill, composition popularized by baritone Arthur Collins during the 10s, and a popular 19th century folk song, Turkey in the Straw, which we did see it perfectly in the liner notes for the sheet music, of which the goat ate. So it only made sense that that's what they began playing, of course, when he wound him up like a very old school, not even turntable, but before the turntable, what's that instrument? It has phone at the end of its name, but it has like the big horn-looking thing on top of it. It's some sort of phone. I don't remember the name off the top of my head. I'm sure that we'll come across it as we go down here. It became one of the most popular cartoons of its time, receiving wide acclaim for introducing one of the world's most popular cartoon characters and for its technical innovation. Considered one of the most influential cartoons ever made, and so on and so forth. Mickey Mouse was created as a replacement for Oswald, the Lucky Rabbit, an earlier character originally by Disney Studio, but owned at the time by Universal Pictures. And I'm not going to read every single thing here. I'm just kind of going through the character of Pete. Okay, so this is Pete's introduction from Goofy, basically. Okay, that's very interesting. I didn't know that this is kind of his first appearance. Well, I guess not. It's not his first appearance. He's having appeared as the villain to both Oswald and Disney's first ever cartoon, Julius the Cat. Maybe we should look at that. Let's see. It became widely recognized as the first cartoon with synchronized sound, but it is not. Others have beat it just by a little bit over. Obviously, there's the plot there. We saw what happened. There's not much to say. Let's see. Let's see if it says what he said in order to use as a phonograph. That's what I'm looking for, phonograph. So that's what is used over here. The only true dialogue in the film is spoken by the ship's parrot. When Mickey falls into a bucket of soapy water, the parrot says, "Hope you don't feel hurt, big boy." Is that what he says? I didn't hear that. I didn't help him saying that. I didn't hear him saying that. Oh, I just heard. Production had a budget of nearly $5,000, equivalent to about $91,000 in 2024, including the prints for movie theaters. Screening took place on July 29th, with it only partly finished. The live sound was produced from behind the bed sheets. Wilfred Jackson played the music on a mouth organ. It Works banged on pots and pans for the percussion segment. I like that, using something live. And Johnny Cannon provided sound effects with various devices. That's really cool. I like how they actually live recreated, of course it was partly finished, so they actually live recreated the music and of course the sound effects there. Response was extremely positive, and it gave them confidence to move forward and actually complete the film. He recalled on the first viewing, the effect of our little audience was nothing less than electric. They responded almost instinctively to this union of sound and motion. I thought they were kidding me, so they put me in the audience and ran the action again. It was terrible, but it was wonderful. It was something new. I've never been so thrilled in my life. Nothing since has ever equaled. And as we said, it goes on and on from there. Release history, July 28th, or 1928, first town screening, as we mentioned, and so on and so forth. I think that this was intriguing. In the 50s, Disney removed a scene in which Mickey tugs on the tails of the baby pigs and then picks up the mother and kicks them off her seats and plays her like an accordion because it was deemed inappropriate. Okay, I got you. Well, we didn't see exactly that part. That's kind of interesting. I think that that's really cool. How that was all put together. And now I'm just curious. Let's see if we can find one more thing. Let's see if we can perhaps find any footage of them actually drawing out or performing the music here. I'm just doing a quick look. So far, I'm not seeing anything. So far, I'm not seeing a thing. So perhaps not. I was just trying to see if I could find, you know, any actual original footage. I know I'm looking back a little older and such, but just wanted to see if I could find anything. But I'm not seeing anything whatsoever. Anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed just this little detour, a little side stop action, a little, you know, take the exit ramp, look at the Museum of Oddities, look at the giant ball of rubber bands, and then we get back on the main highway as usual. Thank you guys as always for watching. I appreciate you all being here. Please swing on back again. Thank you so much for checking out the video, and I will see you all later. Bye, guys.